Hey guys, BigK Crypto here. Just doing a video today on an update on my strategies with Ethereum Gold, aka Ethereum Capital. Now, before we get into it, read the disclaimer please guys. Understand that whatever you hear me explain in this video is not financial advice, but my own personal thoughts, opinions, and experiences. I'm just documenting my journey, guys. You take it for what you will. Just remember, in crypto, you are ultimately the one responsible for your own actions. Anyway, with that out of the way, I was actually planning on doing this video tomorrow, just so I can give myself a nice little day off from YouTube. However, I've been getting a lot of comments on people asking about my strategies. They're seeing the results that I've achieved, and they're asking how I'm dealing with it. And a lot of people are actually referring to an old video that I did. Well, I say old, it was over a month ago. Okay, so it's not that old. But this one, which was how to accelerate ROI with no referrals. And this was a very popular video that I did. And thanks to Oracle actually for coaching me on the, on exactly how to do this strategy and, explaining it and allowing me to explain it. Now, a lot of people have been asking about that specific strategy, and I'm not using that particular strategy right now for a multitude of reasons. One, we're not in the insane pump that we were when I did do that video and what we've been going through recently, but also because I've actually hit my ROI. And because of that, my strategies on this have changed slightly. All right, guys, slightly. You got to understand slightly. So why have they changed? Well, first of all, I have met my ROI. I met my ROI, what was it, a week ago or so? I can't remember. In fact, let's have a look. It was when I took my dividends here for the first time. So that was on the 26th of July. And I pulled out 14.5 ETH, which was roughly about $4,500. And since then, I've kind of done a couple of different things. As you can see here, day 48, I did some reinvesting. Then I added an additional 3 ETH, okay, here on the 1st of August. And yesterday and today, I've taken out an additional 5,400 and 2,700, which is basically just over 12.5 grand. Now, I invested in this, let me just see here, I've got it written down, $8,169 to be exact, initially. Now, because I reached my ROI, I've been playing this in a number of different ways, and depending on the situation, and depending on where we are, and depending on how much volume with buying and selling is happening at the time. So anything that I was doing in this video, I'm not doing right now, okay? And basically what I was doing here, just to explain to you guys, for you that do want to know, let's just go to the Ethereum Gold, because that's what I was doing it with then, and it's a lot easier to see with this. My goal was to have my total dividends amount to my initial investment. Now, before I go into this further, just a big caveat here. This was my strategy, right? My main idea and my main goal was to pull out my initial investment and then just let my money work for me within Ethereum Gold, Ethereum Capital. Why? Because, as you know, with my channel, I like to have 5 to 7 income streams. That's my goal by December, and I'm almost there. But I wanted to be able to pull my initial investment in this and put it into something else, right? Whether it be core compounding, whether it be stocks, whether it be whatever, right? The idea was to be able to pull out my initial investment and use it to create more income in another way. So to do that, let's say, I had 80 ETH in this. Let's say I'd invested 80 ETH to speed up this process to get more dividends. Now remember, this would be on a big pump, okay? Doing it into the pump. I would be shaving off this number. I'd keep a core number of, let's say, 80 Ethereum, and every time we'd go over, like now, 1.5, I would sell 1.59 Ethereum's worth of tokens to speed this up. But I wasn't doing this multiple times a day, all the way until this reached the number that I wanted. I did it for the first week or 10 days or so until I was happy with the amount of tokens I had left. Now, this isn't something recommended to do if you've only got 500 tokens or 700 tokens. This strategy works well if you've got 3,000-4,000 tokens to play with. And then once it starts, because as we all know, these things go up and down, right? If we hit any sell-off periods where people were selling the tokens, then I would start reinvesting it to obviously increase this amount to then get more dividends when we start going up again. So it was all kind of like a little ecosystem that I had going on, and it worked brilliantly. Okay, as you can see, my results speak for themselves. But it got to a certain point where I said, right, enough's enough. I don't want to kind of shave off any more of my tokens. I'm happy with the amount of tokens I've got now. I'm happy with the rate of dividends I'm earning, and I'm going to just let it sit and just let it accumulate. Now, of course, also a big part of it was I was getting referral earnings as well, and that helped the speed of it. But, you know, if you want that, share your link out, right? Share your link out to friends and family, because at the end of the day, this is a low risk, long-term investment, okay? When I say low risk, low to zero risk, okay, in my opinion. This is, as I've always said, the safest thing in crypto right now. So I don't use that strategy anymore. That was just kind of like a little roundup of what I was doing back then, if anybody was interested. But I wouldn't recommend it. If you've only got a few hundred tokens, don't bother doing it, because you're going to be slashing it too much. If you've only got, let's say, let's kind of put a number on it. If you've only got, let's say, less than 10 ETH, anything less than 10 ETH in Ethereum Gold or Ethereum Capital, just keep reinvesting once a day. Don't want to do it multiple times a day, as of course gas fee will kind of amount up. But you know, once a day, if you want, twice a day, up to you. But yeah, keep reinvesting so you can get more tokens, so you can get a bigger share of the pie, right? That's my opinion. Now, I say this because there are many strategies you can do. My strategy works for me because I had a particular goal. You know, your strategy might be something completely different. There are other guys, you know, and they're literally, it doesn't matter what their ROI was, they're just constantly reinvesting all of their dividends all the time. And that's amazing, you know, they're showing really great results doing that. Different strokes for different folks, I keep saying this, you know. For me, my goal was to make sure I could get my ROI out and then let this work for me. I was happy and patient to be able to do that, which is why, as you can see, you know, not only have I withdrawn, but I have reinvested and also put in more Ethereum. So what's my latest strategies now? Now, I want to go back to this because, to be honest, guys, this is the user interface I prefer to use. Okay, it's my preference. Remember, this and this are both the exact same contract. I have to say this again because I'm still seeing comments of people saying, oh, I want to use Ethereum Capital. What do? Do I transfer my tokens? You know, no, you don't have to do anything. As long as your MetaMask, the same account that you've got connected to this, is connected to this, your numbers are going to reflect the same. Okay, it's exactly the same contract, just a different face. The reason why I like this is because this is the information I want to know. I want to know how many dollars I've made today, right? And this is actually not even in a day. This is in 11 hours. If we just quickly look here. Today I withdrew $2,700 in dividends at 11:20. It's now 8:20 in the evening. Basically, just over 9 hours ago. Just over 9 hours, I've earned $332. Forget the referrals, right? $332. Now, a big attribute to that is that we've had a bit of a sell-off. Well, we're almost touching $10 earlier on today. Now, why has it gone down? Don't panic. Okay, I've done many don't panic videos because people are taking profits, right? People are in this to make profit, and if they've made profit and they want to take it out, then let them, right? That's their prerogative. I mean, we all go into these things to make money at the end of the day, no matter which way you cut it. And for everyone that did sell and they made their profits, congratulations. We've made dividends. So there's also thank yous in order, because not only obviously the price has gone down, it's cheaper, and Ethereum's also taken a little bit of a dump. But when this number, when the amount of Ethereum in the contract, okay, or the amount of dollars in the contract decreases, the credits you own, you're going to be getting a bigger share of dividends because you own more Ethereum that's actually in this total pie, right? So people have sold, people might have seen people selling and thinking, oh, we've reached the top, I'm going to bail, I've taken a little bit of profits, and you know, that's great. I said it, I think, in yesterday's video, the stronger hands are the ones that are going to benefit from this. And what do we mean by strong hands? We mean whether it's pumping or whether it's dumping, okay, whether it's going up or down, you stay in the contract. And that's why I really like this user interface, because I'm not concerned with the fact that I now have $30,000 in the pot when earlier on I had $33,000. You know, if anybody had this many tokens and they saw, oh my god, I had $33,000 earlier, now I'm down to 30, I want to bail before this goes down lower. This number is not what's important. I keep saying this all the time. It's the dividends that you're banking. That's why this is great, because by having this side up, you're not going to be panicking in the slightest. You're not going to be looking. You're just going to be interested in how many dividends you are making. So what am I doing? Am I withdrawing my dividends all the time? Am I reinvesting? Well, now that I've seen we've had a bit of a dump and we've gone down from almost $10 to now $9.16, I was thinking of taking this out because at the end of the day, this is now a passive income stream, a free money machine, or I can reinvest it. And I'm actually going to reinvest this now. Why? Because we're starting to, now I don't want to say the word dumps because it isn't done, it's just a sell-off. Now I'm going to actually reinvest this amount. Why? Because, well, there's been a bit of a sell-off. So the price is slightly cheaper. So let's actually go through that process with you now. I'm already connected with my MetaMask. In fact, let's just double check that. There we go. We can see if we've got the green light here, we are connected. If it's not, just click that and don't forget to refresh the page. So I'm going to click reinvest here. My MetaMask is going to come up and it's telling me, oh, the gas fees are quite high. Well, you know, I'm just going to do it anyway, just for the purpose of this video. Now, also understand this, guys, as well. Gas fees do fluctuate. They do change, okay, depending on the congestion of the network or the blockchain or whatever. So if you think the gas fees are a bit too steep for you at the moment, come back later and do it. You don't have to do it just like I've done it now. So as you can see, I've opened up MetaMask again, just so I can keep an eye on this. And it's just so I can see that it's pending. Once this gets confirmed, then everything will be updated. So while that's actually doing its thing, what's going to actually happen once this gets reinvested, guys, you have to understand, I'm not burning any tokens. I'm not selling any of these tokens here at all. And I haven't been. This number's only just been growing. Because ultimately, yes, my 4,000 number of Ethereum credits was the number that I did want to get to. That was a goal. But why don't I want to get more? Oh, order is confirmed. So there we go. Right. So as you can see now, these numbers have withdrawn. I'll get back to this in a second. So these numbers have reset themselves. And if I just click here, the MetaMask, we can see, there we go, reinvest. So I've reinvested right now. And the reason why I've reinvested is because we've had that slight little sell-off. And this could bounce back up. If it goes, you know, if it bounces back up, then great, you know, I got in at a cheaper price. If this continues to start going lower and lower, I'm just going to keep reinvesting on the way down because I'm buying more Ethereum credits at a cheaper and cheaper and cheaper price. And again, as we always say, the more Ethereum credits you own, the more dividends you're going to be accruing. So that's my strategy. Basically, in a nutshell, as I start to see this price go down and we're seeing a sell-off, I'm going to keep reinvesting. If I can see that more people are buying into this and the buy price is getting higher, then maybe I won't reinvest. Maybe I will just withdraw. And I have the flexibility to be able to do that now. Why? Because I've made ROI. This is a free money machine. Let's say, you know, I've got some bills to pay or I want to fly off somewhere. I can withdraw it out of here. Now, it doesn't mean I'm not a 100% full believer in the project, because I did see that in one of my comments. I am an absolute 100% full believer in this project. But I'm also happy and content with the amount of Ethereum credits I have in this contract and the amount of dividends that I'm accruing doing so. If again, once again, just to reiterate, if this starts going down, I'm just going to keep reinvesting. But if we're on the way up and up and up, why wouldn't I take profits? Okay, there is no soul shaming. And again, even though I am taking my dividends out, it's not touching the amount of credits that I own in this anyway. So that's basically my strategy. Now, if I do decide to reinvest, I won't reinvest more than once a day. Okay, you know, fees are fees. But if we are in a place where there's a lot of buying volume coming in, I will take some of my dividend earnings because, well, I've earned it. All right. So that's my updated strategy. I'm not throttling anymore because I don't need to. If you do have more than 10 Ethereum or more, obviously the more you have, the better. You can scrape off the top if you're looking at Ethereum Gold, because of course you need to see how much you're scraping off the top. But, you know, do bear in mind, every time you do scrape off the top, you're losing some tokens. So if you haven't got that many tokens, or if you just don't want to be taking off your token amount, don't do that strategy. All right, it's down to you. At the end of the day, as I said, there is no right or wrong. There's guys out there like Craig, you know, he got into this 2 years ago and all he's been doing is just reinvesting. He turned 1 Ethereum into 200. It's amazing, right? But there is no right or wrong strategy. I mean, you know, there's benefits to some and cons to others, but you've got to do what works best for you, and you've got to understand that you need to have a goal in place and what you want to get out of it. So you've got goals to reach. Now I've reached my ROI. My next goal is to just withdraw out of this, okay, when I can, and also reinvest into this when I can. I've got that flexibility to do that now. So I hope that's kind of cleared up a couple of things for you guys. These are my strategies. Again, they're not something you have to listen to. You might think that they're great. You might think that they're completely wrong. It's down to you, right? It's a personal thing. Ethereum Capital is absolute top dollar right now. For those of you that did get in, let's say when it was at 950 or 960 or 970 even, and you're starting to see this go down, hold strong, because there is one way that you can lose on this, and that is not getting those fees back when you initially bought in, the 20%, and then bailing out of this smart contract because you're seeing a sell-off happening. That's the only way you're going to lose out in the smart contract at the end of the day. That is the only way. If this goes down to $5, you're going to be earning dividends. That is the point. That's why I use this. So I don't look at the amount of Ethereum. I want to know how much I'm making. And you might say, well, that's a missed opportunity. I could have got in at $5. Yeah, but you've made free money by doing so. These things always go up and they go down. So that's also something to take into account. And even if it does, then you've just got an opportunity to, every time you reinvest, you're going to be earning more credits, which means you're going to be earning more dividends. And then if this price does go down to 5 and Ethereum, where we're at right now at $375, if it goes to $250, okay, which is very unlikely in my opinion, but I might be wrong. But if that was to happen, then great, buy some more Ethereum, right? These are the opportunities that you want to, increase the amount that you've got. So those are my strategies, guys. I mean, it's not rocket science really. You've just got to know what you want out of this smart contract, what are your goals, and how you want to get them. The only thing you don't want to do is just start panicking, because the reason this works is based on people buying and selling. Don't get used to seeing this price, or even if you're looking at Ethereum Gold, seeing this number increase all the time. Don't get used to that, because that's just not the way things work. It doesn't happen that way. So those are my strategies, guys. If anything changes and I start adopting something else or trying something different, you guys will be the first to know, because I'm constantly updating you with everything that I'm doing in this. It's a great document of my journey. And if any of you guys find value out of this, great, awesome. If you don't like it, well, just don't follow me. As far as I'm concerned, with the action that we've had today, this is a buying opportunity. You've seen me do that myself. I'm reinvested the dividends that I had here, which was $2,500, whatever that was, and I've increased my Ethereum credits. If you guys have got any more questions, do throw them in the comments below. I am doing my best to get back to you. It is getting a bit overwhelming right now, so I might not. But don't forget, guys, there is the Discord, and you've also got the Telegram group for Ethereum Gold, Ethereum Capital. So if you do have any other questions and I'm not around to answer them, do go there, because your questions will be answered. On that one, hope you guys have an amazing weekend, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.